Welcome in, everybody. It is, what is today? Sunday, September 1st. Forgot it was September 1st. Presented by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, as always. It is the Exit 52 post-series recap. Just running solo today. Again, the summer schedule is as hitting us as summer winds down. But again, happy September. Happy Orioles series win. They had one of those in August, and I don't know which month you want to throw this one into. But the Orioles come off of a, what is it, 6-1 final today to take the series versus the Colorado Rockies, which, man, playing them in Chicago back-to-back is going to be interesting to see who really is worse. But the Rockies just have a whole lot of nothing going for them. Hello, Carol. Welcome to September as well. Yeah, nice to see Eflin back. He was the story of the day today. But again, the Orioles won a series 2 out of 3. Had a chance to take, they could have swept. They were tied going in late to the late innings yesterday. Could not pull that one out. But again, they took 2 out of 3 from a very, very, very bad team. We'll kind of just jump right into it. Friday night, I think. 5-3 win. It was cool. The whole Jackson Holiday returns to Colorado, where he grew up and where Matt spent, I think, 6 years it was. Had him throw at the first pitch and all that. Or no, I think that was last night. But he did all that other cool stuff. It was just another Big Albert Suarez masterclass. Pulling up his box score right now, but it's 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 Ks. That's just what he does now. It seems like every time out, he's just absolutely shoving. Again, I mean, 7 innings, he scattered the 8 hits, which is perfectly fine. I think they said like the first 6 of them were singles or something like that. He wasn't getting hit hard. And again, the 4 strikeouts, 3.14 ERA, 7-4 record on the year. Besides for Eflin, maybe their most, the starter that they can lean on the most, obviously with the issues that Corbin is having right now. But a great start by him. Again, the bullpen was nails that night. Perez came in. Sir Anthony gave up a home run, I believe, in the 9th. But yeah, the story was Big Al. The story was Jackson hitting the triple for some nice insurance runs there. And what else did I miss? And this was the was Emmanuel? Yeah, Emmanuel Rivera. Where were you for the Emmanuel Rivera game? The monster 2-run home run, and he had another RBI. So 3 RBIs on the day for him. Played all around the diamond. This whole series he did too. So he's really stepped up with Mountcastle being out. It would have been nice to get Mountcastle in this series. They said his wrist wasn't quite responding the way that they had wanted. But man, his power versus some of these lefties in Colorado, that would have been fun. But yeah, and then you got Eloy going 2 for 3 that game. Ramon, again, shocker, 2 for 4. Cowser had a hit. Rivera had 2. O'Hearn came in with a pinch hit. Holiday had the big triple, like I said, late. Mullins had a pinch hit. Santander with a hit as well. Again, the series started off the exact way you want. The guys were hitting. Again, you got a great outing from your starter. You're thinking like, okay, we got Dean going tomorrow. Hopefully he can eat some innings. But again, getting that first win was huge. It's nice to start out the right way in Colorado. And man, these games, if you watch them, they're like softball games. They're just, you don't know what's going to happen. The balls are going off the wall. Balls are going into the gap. It's first to third every play. Every ball up in the air is an adventure. We saw that today with Colorado's defense. But again, it was just nice to get off on the right foot on Friday night and get that first win. Last night's game, the Saturday game, that was the tough one. Colorado jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Orioles are able to get it back to 3-2. Colorado immediately scores 2. The Orioles immediately go back and score 3. Again, just a whirlwind game. Just very, very strange. But again, it's just like Fenway. It's just like Yankee Stadium. This ballpark is so weird. The air, the altitude, the all that stuff. Kevin Brown was talking about it all series. The way the pitcher's balls move, out of their hand is so much different than any other ballpark, just because of the altitude. So again, 7-5 loser there. That was a tough one. Again, Kimbrel came in the 8th inning, and I think we all had the same reaction. I tweeted, I said, we know how this is going to go. And it took 3 minutes for it to go the exact way we thought it was going to go. he stinks. The guy stinks. I don't know how you can put him on the a playoff roster. I don't know how you can, pitch him in any meaningful situation. I mean, it's a hit, it's a walk, it's a guy stealing second right away. It's just nothing about it is good. And the inning wasn't all his fault. Cowser had a bad throw coming in from left. Mullins was never going to throw that guy out at center, and it should have been 2 singles. It wasn't. Adley couldn't throw the guy out stealing, which again is just more of the same. But again, I mean, the Orioles, they had a chance to win, and they couldn't capitalize on the Rockies bullpen, which is by far the worst in baseball. They're so much worse. All their pitchers are like just leaps. It's insane how much more worse they are than the White Sox pitchers. So again, this is a very bad team, 51-86 or 51-87 now, I believe. But again, this is a team that the Orioles should have handled. They didn't. They scored 5 runs in all the games, but you would have liked to get a sweep here. Gunnar 1 for 4. Adley with the 0 for 733 OPS for Adley now. O'Hearn with a hit, 2 RBIs. All the guy does is hit. That's really all he does. Santander with another big home run. That's 39 taters on the season, where he's eyeing up 40. I think I read that he would become the only the 8th switch hitter in history to have 40 home runs, which is crazy when you look at some of the names on that list. But again, Austin, another good night for him. Again, Eloy with a home run. That was a nice one. Mullins had a hit. Ramon 0 for 2 before he came out of the game, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But again, Holiday with another hit. So 7 hits on the night. Again, only 5 runs, not enough to get it done. And again, the bullpen, who had been really good, and this isn't like a bullpen thing. It's pretty much just Craig Kimbrell. Aiken came in and gave up a run that was inherited from Kramer when he left. But Kimbrell with an inning, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout, a 4.07 ERA. The guy is just not good enough to pitch for a team that is, say what you want about them, they're trying to win a World Series right now. Their play doesn't seem like it, the last 3 months, but it's they're trying, and Craig Kimbrell is not the guy who can come in and get big outs in meaningful spots, and a guy you can trust to not walk a guy, to not give up a hit, to close out an inning, something like that. The injuries in this one sucked. This was Dean Kramer getting 103 miles an hour to the wrist. And that thing swelled up like a balloon instantly. He wasn't even in the dugout yet, and the thing was it looked like a softball underneath his skin. It looked nasty. I don't know how they said x-rays were negative. I would have bet my life that was a broken, bone there, and he was going to be done for the season. Just incredible that he didn't break it. Wasn't put on the IL today. I don't know if that's going to change. Maybe they're waiting for the swelling to go down and maybe another x-ray or something like that. But if he can come back and not miss any starts, that will be an incredible kind of run for him. I don't know how you can pitch with that welt underneath your arm or underneath the skin, but yeah, that sucked to see him go out 3 1/3. He didn't have his best stuff. 3 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. But again, you needed guys to eat innings, because after that they used Aiken and Burke Smith and Soto and Perez and Cano and Kimbrell. It's like 7 relievers right there. Again, on a guy that was probably going to go 4 or 5, maybe, I don't know, sneak into 6 innings, probably not. But yeah, that sucked. Again, the pitching staff cannot take many more injuries. It's now like a who's who who hasn't gotten injured. It's just so much bad luck for this team. The injury bug, and no one's feeling sorry for them. A ton of other teams have injuries, but the Orioles, it just seems like every game or every series something is happening. And then again, it kind of snowballs with Ramon getting not spiked but rolled up on his sprained ankle. He was put on the IL. He was in a walking boot this morning. He was on crutches last night. This is a guy who's kept the Orioles afloat, and people wanted him DFA'd, sent to the moon. They wanted his head cut off. They wanted everything. Ramon has been awesome since Westberg went out. O'Hearn said it last night, like, he's really carried us. Excuse me. But, that's a big loss. He was hitting and he was it was one of those unsung guys where it's like, where are we going to find some production from? Ramon did it for 3-4 weeks, especially the last 2 weeks. He's been awesome. And now who knows how long he's out. Hopefully it's just an NIL stint and you'll see him in a couple days. But that was a bad loss. That's a very, very bad loss to a team who again is awful. 51 wins, a bullpen that is terrible, and this is the Orioles should have swept this team, and that was a bummer to lose that one. And then the good news was Sunday today, you got Eflin back. And I went on the radio with Brent Harris earlier today, and he asked, what do I think Eflin could do? And I said, well, it would be great if he could go 7. Obviously, he's coming off a shoulder injury, I think. Shoulder. Didn't do any rehab games, and Brett and Jeff on the radio were great. They were talking about how if there's one guy who you can kind of listen to, if he's like, hey, I don't need any rehab games, I'm good to go, it's Eflin. This guy is just a professional pitcher. This is just what he does. He was born to throw a baseball, and he looked like it today. Almost, I think it was 5 perfect innings, and then he got the little 50-mile-an-hour squibber down the left field line to third base for the first hit. But he was awesome. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 9 Ks. The whiffs were insane. It seemed like every curveball he threw was not getting touched. He was really good. But like I said, I was talking to Brett and had said, the best case scenario is if Eflin can go 7, maybe walk 1, strike out 6 or 7 guys. And I didn't know if they would try and push him to 7, just coming off his first start off injury. And man, did they need that. The bullpen absolutely needed that. So he was lights out. He was awesome. He has been the prince that was promised. He has been by far the best trade acquisition at the deadline. He's just been so good, and this team needed him. They didn't know it at the time, but this is why they needed him for stuff like this, especially when Grayson goes down. And then again with Burns pitching the way he has this whole entire month, that's a conversation for another day. But awesome to see Eflin out there. Awesome to see the bullpen be nails. Again, Matt Bowman, one inning, 1 walk, no damage done. Gregory Soto came in, put some guys on, had a little traffic on, but 2 Ks, 2 hits. But he is out of the inning. Again, Gregory Soto has been really, really good for the last, I think it's 8 or 9 appearances now. He had a rough couple first 3-4 starts, or not starts, appearances, but he's been awesome. So again, good to see him kind of get his confidence back, and it's a game where you don't have to pitch Craig Kimbrell. So also cool to see Mayo come up. Obviously rosters can expand today. So they did that. He had a hit, a single, ended up on third because of an error, because of the Rockies' just terrible defense. And then he was hit by a pitch as well. So again, it's just more guys getting hit, more guys, getting hurt. It was a weird series with that. But other than that, again, I mean, they kind of exploded. They had the 6 runs. Santander got them the run early on, getting driven in by Gunnar. Nice to get a lead there. And then 4 in the 4th against with McCann with the home run and just a couple other hits. So that was nice to see. Again, another run in the 7th. Gunnar driving in Jackson, which is always nice. Gunnar with the kind of rare multi-hit game now. But again, Santander 2 hits, Gunnar 2 hits, Mayo with a hit, Mullins with a hit, McCann with 2, and then Holiday with another hit. So good to see them kind of get going that way. Again, McCann had a great game, the double to the gap, maybe a triple if it's anybody else running, other than him and Eloy. They're both very slow. But the big home run, massive home run by McCann. You always love seeing that. So it was nice. Runners in scoring position, 4 for 12. That's better than it had been recently. So some nice stuff there. Again, it was a game that they really needed to win. You cannot lose a series to the Rockies. Losing a series to the Dodgers, 2 out of 3, sure, it happens. The Dodgers are probably the best team in baseball. That's fine. To the Rockies, they could not do that. If they had lost to the Rockies coming home, this would have been like a sound the alarm. This is a bad sign. Something is not good. But again, they were able to get it. 2 out of 3. You win the series. You live to fight another day. Again, they are, I forget who it was. I think Spenny tweeted and said they've been 20 games above 500 since like the Bush administration. They're 79 and 59. So again, they're just hovering at that 20 game mark. They're a half game back of the Yankees, who got killed today, 14-7. And again, let's see, Yankees play. So they're both 5-5 in their last 10. Orioles with a run differential of plus 87. Yankees a little better at plus 121. So Texas. Okay. So New York plays Texas in Texas. The Orioles have 3 big ones against Chicago. Holiday day game tomorrow. Giveaway should be packed. You would hope that it's packed. Again, not that you need to pack the yard against the White Sox, but these are some big games now. They're basically playing playoff games for the next month. Again, and now it's just a 30-game sprint between them and the Yankees. The Yankees have a half game head start, and that's kind of what it's going to be. It's just now we're scoreboard watching. Now we're paying attention and seeing what the Yankees are doing, because again, for as bad as they've played and for as down as they've looked, and for as cancerous and disgusting as Orioles Twitter has been with a bunch of know-it-alls who sitting behind a keyboard thinking that they know better than a manager of the year and an executive of the year and a guy who's won a World Series. They're a half game out. So again, they're right there. It doesn't seem like they are, but they are legitimately right there. They have the second best record in the AL, maybe in baseball. 79. No, the Milwaukee is 80. Philly has 80. So yeah, second best base record in the AL in the division. But again, they're right there. Half game back. So it just, this is a series that you would ideally want to sweep. Again, it's kind of hard to be like, you have to sweep these guys. We're going to be upset if you don't. You have to sweep the White Sox. They are 31 and 107. They're 44. They're 39 games out of fourth place. They're 44 games back of first. They are just quite a pitiful team. Again, 31 and 107 is a 225 winning percentage. That's crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. They are 47 and a half games back of the wild card. I was looking at they're 47 and a half games back of first place. I was looking at the wild card. They're 44 games back. Minus 291 run differential. So again, if you can bring these guys in and just absolutely treat them like a sacrificial lamb, you have to cut their head off, just beat them, tar and feather them, just absolutely roll them down the hill. Get these guys out here. You need to win this series. You need to sweep. I think that would be massive. And with it being Burns, Povich, Suarez, and versus their guys who it's like Chris Flexen and some bad pitchers. This is a must sweep series, I think. Sterling says, any thoughts on the Dodgers series? I didn't see the Thursday night game. But again, the first game, I mean, it was great to win that first one. The second one was, again, I'm trying to remember. It seems like so long ago. It was a disappointing. I don't know if I should say disappointing. It's the Dodgers. I mean, they're really, really good. Again, Ohtani, hitting that home run early on kind of set the tone for them. If you would have told me, hey, the Orioles are going to go into Dodger Stadium and lose 2 out of 3, I probably, even when they were playing their hottest, it would have been like, yeah, that seems about right. It's just, they just have to find a way to win these games. And now they're playing a schedule that is, I think, the easiest in baseball the rest of the way. So again, it's right there. It's absolutely sitting right there in front of them. They know what they have to do. Just beat the hell out of these bad teams and again, kind of keep an eye on the Yankees. But if you win games, that's all you can do, control your own destiny. So yeah, they kind of just have to go about it like that. Yeah, you got to get some guys back. This team, like I said, they're just dropping like flies. Who knows when Kramer's going to be back? Who knows when Ramon's going to be back? You hope that Westberg can come back before the playoffs. You hope that Danny Coulombe can come back sometime in September. Jacob Webb is, I think they said, making an appearance in Norfolk on Thursday. You hope Grayson Rodriguez can come back. You hope Corbin Burns can find that April through July Corbin Burns where he was a dog and you knew what you had with him. These are the guys they need back, though. It's getting late very quick. And again, you just got to win these games. So the White Sox is a nice way to start out. Again, the Rockies are nice and all, but the White Sox at home should be an absolute must sweep game. But yeah, again, there's not really much else to say. It's just not sloppy, but a weird series. Any of these games are weird in Colorado. It's just like Fenway, like I said, or Yankee Stadium, where you need all 27 outs. You don't know what's going to happen. You might as well score 1 billion runs because comebacks, in this ballpark they happen a lot. Oh, sorry. But yeah, again, you're not disappointed winning 2 out of 3, but you're kind of like, man, that would have been nice to get that full sweep heading home for Chicago. But again, now you hope that you can sweep Chicago and you kind of just go from there and hope you get some guys back and you can reload and get your main guys healthy and hope that some of these guys catch fire. Adley, I don't know. I got nothing on Adley. What's going on with him? What he looks like, his body language, the way he's acting. I would love for Adley and Gunnar to get rest too. I was thinking maybe you rest Gunnar today. Obviously, that couldn't happen with the Ramon injury, but Adley's getting a decent amount of rest, but he's still The body language is awful. They do need to get their mojo back. I don't know what the heck is going on with them. It's not the locker room. Everybody was mad at Hyde for the 10-year celebration for McCann, but I don't know. They got to do something to get it back. And hopefully the White Sox, if there's a slump breaker, golly, the White Sox are the ones to do it. So let's hope that happens. Again, if you're going out to the yard, be loud, have fun. Hopefully you bring home some wins. But yeah, again, that's kind of it for this weekend. I didn't get to watch a majority of the games, or not fully all of them. Is Eflin undefeated since becoming an Oriole? Yeah, I don't think they've lost a start, or a game that he started. So again, he's been exactly what they needed. He's been awesome. It's going to fit right into the playoff rotation, hopefully with Suarez, Burns, and Grayson when he's back. But yeah, Eflin was magical today. He's probably the star of the series, at least for me. Maybe McCann. Trying to think. Jackson going home again was cool. That was pretty neat. But yeah, again, as always, and I think a couple more. If you want to do something before the Ravens game, the Jackson holiday event at Jimmy's, presenting sponsor. Shout out to Jimmy's as always. I think a couple more tickets dropped, so check that out. And see if some of the tickets are there. Again, that's Thursday before the Ravens game. So football starting up again. We're going to get the guys going. The jumbo set's been rocking. Going to get Banks involved. Taylor's going to be back, in his capacity that he can. And obviously Jake and Spenny doing what Jake and Spenny do. But again, we still got an Orioles season left. There's about 30 games, 30 something to, and again, it's kind of a sprint to the finish line now. The whole thing is like, oh, it's not a marathon, it's a sprint. Now it's a sprint. Now you can see the finish line, and you kind of have a better idea of what's going on and who's going to be where, and these spots, and who's going to be playing in October. And the Orioles are going to be playing in October. It's just how hot can they get before they get there. We saw it with Texas last year. We saw it with Arizona last year. We've seen it with teams, plenty of times before. Just get into the dance and you hope for something crazy to happen. Why not the Orioles? Why not get all these guys back, and why not make a run at it? And why not, have Adley come alive again and Gunnar come alive again and Santander keep hitting home runs and Cowser and Jackson finding a hot streak. So yeah, a lot of good baseball still to be played versus a lot of bad teams. So again, this is something that the Orioles really, really, really need to capitalize on. Turn this second half around, because it's been nothing but bad vibes and gross things being said about players and their personal lives and stuff like that on Twitter. So it's kind of, we're past that. Again, it's conversation for another day. But again, shout out to everyone. Again, I know it's a holiday weekend. The weird weekend again. Enjoy your Labor Day. Be safe. Have fun. Go to a pool before they close. Go to a barbecue, something like that. Watch go down to the yard. Watch the White Sox. Hopefully get their shit kicked in by the Orioles. Again, I'm not give me like a 10-1 win tomorrow. That would be perfect. That would be so good. Just like a nice 10-1, 12-2, just an ass kicking, an embarrassment. That would be great. And then again, later, what day is that? Thursday? When is the 6th? The Cal Ripken, the splash night, him doing the Mr. Splash. What is that? Friday night. So again, there are some series where you should be heading out there and getting out there and making, being loud and letting the guys know that you're there supporting them. So again, go do that. Come see us at Jimmy's with Jackson Holiday on Thursday. We do have some more tickets available as well for Tony Santander on September 19th. So that event, again, has a couple general admission tickets left, I believe. I'll be hosting both of those, asking some questions to Jackson and Tony and all that. So that should be fun. Again, hopefully vibes can get picked up a little bit. They're going to have a happy flight home, but another early day game tomorrow. And again, you hope that they just keep stacking wins. So shout out to everyone in the comments. Shout out to everyone interacting and all that. As always, shout out to Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Black Eyed Susan Spices, Clipper City, all the big places, all our sponsors. We love everybody for again interacting, getting on here with us, jumping around, and I think that is it for the day. Again, the Orioles half game back of the Yankees, 79-59 after a 6-1 win. Took 2 out of 3 against the Rockies, and they come home tomorrow as they host the Chicago White Sox. So again, let's hope they can turn that around, get a sweep there. That'll be nice and clean. Everybody goes home happy. And then the Ravens Chiefs on Thursday. And again, it could be a very fun week in Baltimore for these sports fans. So let's let's hope they keep it going. Again, as always, shout out to Jimmy's Famous Seafood, our presenting sponsor. Shout out to everyone else for being in the chat, interacting. We love you all, and we will talk sometime this week.